I feel bad for Sonic the Hedgehog. You know what Mario gets to be? Fun. Mario lives in a world of jazzy music, polka dots, and inanimate objects with happy faces, and that's just fun. It was fun in 1985, it's fun today, and it was fun in 1932. But when Sonic debuted in 91, he wasn't designed to be fun, he was designed to be cool. And cool doesn't get to be timeless. Cool is contemporary. What makes cool cool is that it's replacing what was cool last year. Tank tops are out, jeans with camisoles are in. It's of the moment. Cool is not built to last. And yet, here he is. A time capsule of early 90s adolescent cool. A bright blue anthropomorphized animal mascot with sneakers and a bad case of the DreamWorks face, somehow still trying to stay relevant in 2016, something Mario continues to do effortlessly. He was built in opposition to a brand and console that have far outlived his own. It was perhaps not the best long-term business strategy to make his brand the alternative to fun. Here's what Sonic is. Sonic is 4 American cartoons, 2 animes, and 2 decade-spanning comic book series, each of which has its own separate canon and continuity, in addition to a quarter-century of video games across 5 console generations, the earliest of which had separate continuities between Japan and the US. He's tried everything. Whether or not Sonic likes chili dogs, or even whether or not he lives on Earth, depends on where you came in. Because Sonic is also, and always has been, a bright blue talking animal who is popular with kids. And when you're popular with kids, you are refreshing your audience every few years as more young people age into the property. Young people who have no idea what Sonic was 2 years ago, much less 20. So every piece of media, no matter how shit other parts of the fandom think it is someone's first point of entry to the series. Sonic has been rebuilt from the ground up at least 5 times, by now so frequently retooled and dramatically reconceived that, like edits of the Grand Master or David Bowie personas, there is no real version. There is no inauthentic Sonic. His legacy is convoluted and nonsensical, and at any given time, to some chunk of his audience, mostly irrelevant. But to another chunk, that legacy is the only thing keeping him alive. To some, Sonic has always been 3D. To some, Sonic will always be a side-scroller. To some, Sonic is an open world. To some, Sonic is a linear roller coaster ride. To some, Sonic is wordless environmental storytelling. To some, Sonic has always had a voice. To some, Sonic's voice will always be Jaleel White. And somehow, to stay in business, Sonic needs all these people to keep buying games. This is the impossible dilemma of Sonic the Hedgehog. He doesn't have an audience. I mean, he doesn't have an audience. He has like 20, and they don't get along with each other, and they are very hard to please. Just about everyone agrees that modern Sonic sucks more often than not, but that doesn't mean they agree as to why. People hate on the annoying posse of animal sidekicks, except when they make half-decent characters like Cream or Knack or Early Knuckles. People deride the hand-to-hand combat in Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Boom, but melee attacks kinda worked in Sonic Advance, and the parkour in Lost World is janky as hell, but it was just making good on the cinematic to Sonic CD. Honestly, freerunning was a no-brainer. So most things Sonic does wrong, he has done right somewhere, which means everything you hate about Sonic to someone else? That's what Sonic is. How does he reconcile the part of his audience that sincerely loves Amy and Rouge and Silver with the part of his audience that hates that other part? Or, more broadly, how does Sonic stay true to himself? If he's supposed to be cool to adolescents, should he just be whatever is cool to adolescents in a given year? Tried that. Didn't work. If he's the epitome of 90s cool, should he pretend it's still 1991 and just refine his bright 2D basics? Tried that. Didn't work, except it also did. Or should he be evolving with the times, growing up with his original audience and seeing how he can fit his gameplay into different idioms? Oh, he's tried that. Sometimes it works okay, sometimes it really doesn't, and sometimes it does, but it doesn't sell. And oftentimes Sonic's answer is, let's just do all of it. Sonic has since day one lived and died on novelty. Again, Not a great 25-year strategy. While Mario is often still adding mechanics deep into the game, the whole toy box is always in play. What you learned in level 1 you are still using in level 30, but in new permutations of greater and greater complexity. Sonic, by contrast, since the very first game, has been built of levels that are self-contained. Each zone is one-time use, wholly unique art assets, wholly unique enemies, and area-specific mechanics. They are presented, explored, and then Sonic moves on. When things reappear, they reappear in sequels. And since every game has to come up with so much new shit, he has by now collected far more than he's discarded. You've got the Spin Dash in Sonic 2, special shields in Sonic 3, alternate paths for different characters in Sonic & Knuckles, homing attacks in 3D Blast, grind rails in Adventure 2, over-the-shoulder sections in Unleashed, wisps in Colors, and on, not to mention a whole lot more animals standing on their hindquarters. Within a single game, Sonic may be on a linear track, side-scrolling, jumping on enemies, kicking enemies, on a track but now in discrete lanes, auto-running, free-roaming, grinding, and endlessly running. The toy box is bursting. And there's an audience for every bit individually. But does anyone want all of it? If he focuses on doing any one thing well, he alienates the parts of his audience for whom that's not what Sonic is. Try to do them all, and the game is an overstuffed, hodgepodgey mess. And you know, he means many things to many people, and he is trying to please them all. And as a YouTuber with an audience who likes him talking about video games, and an audience who likes him talking about web culture and internet fame, and an audience who likes him talking about social politics, I get that. I feel that pretty hard. I think in the social media age where any rando on the street has not just friends, but followers, we are, most of us, getting acquainted with the idea that there is never just one single audience, but a huge conglomerate of differing expectations that pull us in many directions. Is it weird to see a bit of yourself in Sonic the Hedgehog? Sonic, buddy, I've been with you since the beginning, and even if I don't really play your games anymore, I want you to know that I'm with you now in spirit. You are a strange, messed up, antiquated inspiration to us all. Keep running, kid. One foot in front of the other.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da.